surviving business, going through 9/11, going through COVID, going through, buying out a partner, some pretty serious medical issues. So I always felt like you have to be available when the time presents itself to you to exit. I'm Chris Murphy, and this is my wife Jennifer. We were high school sweethearts. Crazy thing is, my wife worked at a snow cone shop right next door to my grandmother's house. So I would hit the snow cone shop, and so we got to know each other there. Right before I turned 18, I got a job. Then our son was born the next March. I needed a job. I needed an industry that didn't necessarily work by the hour. Pest control offered the ability to make money based on your performance. When I started the company, like I said, another gentleman and I, $3,000 a piece. That was all the money we had. We both had vehicles, so we used the vehicles we already had. So we built a wall in his carport and made an office out of it, and literally started knocking on doors. We started banging on doors and asking for business. Jennifer had gotten out of school at this point and really gave us the stability to be able to, because she had a good income, to be able to make that leap of faith to start a company and take that risk.
And we didn't have any support as far as financial support or anything like that from anybody else, so we had to work for everything that we had.
We started in '99, so we grew, and at first we kind of grew slowly. After about the first 3 or 4 years, we started picking up steam pretty rapidly. We were adding technicians, adding vehicles. Full circle, we hit 2007, 2008. We got a real valuable lesson in economics, and the pest control company continued to grow. We made probably a little less strides for a couple of years till things started to level out. It was a scary time because we were doing quite a bit of pre-treat work for new home builders and that sort of thing, and all that evaporated overnight, as we all remember that. So that was pretty crazy time. 2010, I had some real health issues. It started out as a minor surgery. Due to the surgery, turned into a much bigger ordeal. So that brought on some challenges. Early 2011, my partner decided he wanted to go do something else. I ended up buying him out of the company, so I was the sole owner going forward from 2011 on. I learned a lot from those things, so going forward after I got through with the buyout, I started working towards being debt-free, because my perspective became that you got to be in a position to take advantage of a decision. And so that's kind of the way my thought process started working after I got the buyout finished from my partner. I was able to really reinvest in advertising, building the company, and really focusing on building the company and building the personnel to support the clientele in a way that others, I don't think, probably could in our market. Surviving business, going through 9/11, going through COVID, going through, buying out a partner, going through some pretty serious medical issues, going through all those things, I never felt like you're going to pick the optimum time when it's on your absolute timetable to exit. You need to be available when the time is right.
I think it was just a lot earlier than either of us had really anticipated.
I don't think when you make a decision like that, you can say, unless you have some catastrophic event in your personal life, if you have a health issue, you're absolutely not going to be able to work anymore, I got to go today. Those type things, but that wasn't my case. I was 49 years old. I didn't have any of that going. I just knew that it may be quite some time, and I may not be able to pick that date for it to be as good as it was that day. But at that moment in time, that was definitely the biggest life decision you'll have, not only financially, but across the board. Financially, emotionally, family, all of those things in one decision. We were friends prior to the handling of our acquisition, and then when you can be friends after, for my wife and I, that was very important, and getting to know you guys is awesome. People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and I can say all of those things. If you can be friends before, during, and after, that sells a lot. money's great, and I'm thankful we were able to do that, but it's not always the money. You want the best money you can get for the deal you want, I guess. Well, that's the way I looked at it. So, with all given, I think it went about as well as you can expect it to go. Absolutely, we appreciate you too. Appreciate your friendships as well.
Yeah.